Hello YouTube, how is everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney. We're continuing from where we left off here, so we're continuing the investigation now and trying to get more evidence for the trial. July 9, 2:12 p.m. Right Anything Agency. Hey, Apollo. What? Well, you know. Actually nothing. What? I mean something, or maybe not. Out with it, the suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know the trial today, I was thinking. If you gave it a score, what would you, give it? Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well... I'm just as bad as you. See, it's so vague. Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something else, or maybe Machi, it's when you say it, though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I asked Interpol about the number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain LeTousse. And the victim, Mr. LeTousse. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true. Well, we know who shot him now. Lamiroir, told the whole court. Wait. That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. LeTousse when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Daryan. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What? Is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top-secret mission, he said. Top secret. Anyway, you can't, just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine. Fine. Right. Well, time's a-wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit. Okay, Daryan did it. Lamiroir dropped a bomb in court today. It was Daryan. So a few of you guys are saying I'm supposed to say it Lamiroir, but I guess Lamiroir said she never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears. I bet that's what they're called. Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right, I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe. At Daryan even? You bet I did. He's one of the Gaviner's guitarists after all. He's so cool. Oh. Right. All the Gaviners have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. LeTousse backstage, but Lamiroir heard him, didn't she? She heard Daryan backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. So, I think that Lamiroir is actually telling the truth, you know what my evidence is that she's telling the truth? It's this. The mixing board. Remember this? This is what they wanted us to mess with. And this is supposed to be Daryan's, cue here, and he missed his cue. So even though he was on stage, there was something wrong with his music. His music wasn't solid. And I think this proves that he wasn't the person playing the music at the time. I'm convinced that this time Lamiroir is telling the truth. I think she is. Yeah, so you see his cue is this messy there. Agent LeTousse. An Interpol agent, I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? It's an international police agency. They're responsible for bringing people to justice who escape to a lot of different countries. So, you know, if you're an international fugitive, Interpol is going to be after you. Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Lamiroir? Why? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being her case, the last something, I mean. Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. LeTousse up to? Ahahaha. Trucy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me. I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Oh, this guy. This is the musician that kept popping in and out. I wonder if this guy has anything to do with the murder. If this guy manages to pop in and out like that, I wonder if he had anything to do with Daryan going missing during his cue. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gramarye. Hey, the other day... Eek! Who's there? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. We meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? It's you, Uncle Valant. Uncle Valant? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the great, Gramarye, Valant, Gramarye. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is. I, the great Valant, Gramarye, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy, 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valant. You, look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but... what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not, quail, quake, or quiver, I'm quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valant's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy, you mean Mr. Right? No, I mean... my real daddy. Brucey's real father. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that, that Phoenix wasn't her real father. Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop, Gramarye. Troop Gramarye, huh? No. But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life, lamentably, listless lad. Do not know of the greatest troupe of magicians on the planet. Valant Gramarye. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe. And then escaped from a high-security prison. You said he is a magician? I opened the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. That is the true miracle of Troop Gramarye. Wait, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else, like a duo? A duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something, Gramarye. Yes, Zach Gramarye. A masterful maker of magic, capable of crafting, crafter of shining, showmanship. Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy? Daddy? Huh? Oh, no way. Once upon a time, Troop Gramarye included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valant Gramarye, and my partner, Zach Gramarye. And this Zach he was my real daddy. Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it, not now that he's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay, I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo. Glad that I'm good for comic relief at least. Not that I see Daddy around much these days. I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons. 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy. You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valant. I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Coliseum, the first time in 7 years, I could fain not, contain my emotions. I wept oceans. and to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy, who was a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did. Well, it wasn't all my doing. I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. What's that? That's a videotape? Quite so, a recording of the concert, no less. I've brought it for you, Trilogy, on behalf of Troop Gramarye. Will you watch it? Okay, let's watch this. Sugar, sugar. Oh, that night in your embrace. When you, stole away the keys. My heart, held on to so tight. Pleasure, but a fleeting melody. It wraps itself around me, and now through the air I fly. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, so she disappeared, burning on in my heart. Fire. Burn my love away. All away. Yeah, and that's when the guitar caught on fire. That wasn't part of the act. Like a bullet of love. Fire. Take my life away. All away. Guitar, guitar. Up together to the sky. And look, Clavier's just trying to put out the guitar in that time. Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So what's the word? Mysterious? There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. Haha. This Valant Gramarye has good reasons to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Taped recording of Lamiroir's performance. So we can watch the whole concert on here. Daryan is supposed to be the guy in the bottom right. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So look, because he was playing the guitar, and there's a shadowy figure there. Machi is on the piano in the left. So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there. I didn't see a stunt. What about Lamiroir vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite digitation. A modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course, I am like a deity, with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those bloodlit boards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now. Brucey. That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Nice, known, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion and entrance to the audience. Oh. Don't even ask, I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Grr, whose side are you on? I, Valant Gramarye, now make my leave, Miss Trilogy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valant. You should stay a while. I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. Analysis? So you'll be at the concert venue today. Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, Crocodile. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out through the door normally. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right. Valant Gramarye. I've got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lamiroir disappear. And how he knows Trilogy and her real father. Okay. Is Machi here yet? July 9 Detention Center Visitors Room. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right. The air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Tobe can see. Ah, Machi. Speak of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. Excuse me, sorry. I forget, why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. I think she's actually worried for me. The trial today? So, what did you think of the trial today? Ooh, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win. No, if he's found not guilty, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Huh? The ring is going off. Lamiroir's testimony. I'm glad Lamiroir testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Daryan of the Gaviners, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all, if no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey. What is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Machi. He doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Borgian, he doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning. Or it's scarred because you keep making those, I'm so mad faces. Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? He might be speaking English also. If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think I'll take something, big to get him some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. Machi's eyesight. So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lamiroir can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo, I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. The thing about this is, when is the part when he's playing the piano? I wonder if you can see if he's looking down at the keys. Yeah, I mean, he's looking down at the keys. It might just be a habit, but... I think he said, I'm sorry, I cannot speak your language. You are very beautiful, fair maiden. This is why I never trust a translator. Okay. We'll be back. Sunshine Coliseum. Ooh, what a great day. It's perfect weather for, sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? I'm sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. There's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I'm a lawyer. Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout objection? Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Wonder what's this? Look, a massive sign for the guilty as charged tour. Giant prosecutor, Gavin, stares out over the arena. Oh, maybe I can take it to the office when they're done with it. Where would you put it? You couldn't even get that thing through the front door. Then I'll put it outside. That'll be good for business. Just as long as no one comes expecting us to prosecute. Well, if anyone comes looking for a concert, leave it to me. Is this part of some twisted plan of hers to make her singing debut, I wonder? Oh. This truck is this. Sunshine Coliseum sure is living up to its name today. It's huge. And Mr. Gavin got to play on that enormous stage. I'm so jealous. Someday I'll fight my first battle on this stage. Battle? Well, yeah. It's a Coliseum, isn't it? They don't do gladiator or contests at these places anymore, Trucy. Really, I had no idea. I wonder why they stopped. Sometimes I worry about her. Blimp? Look, a blimp. Those balloons next to it have sponsor ads on them. Let's see. Big sale, all shirts 50% off. Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. Backstage hallway. Mr. Attorney. Lamiroir. I'm sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean? Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does, make, being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you know, who we were before we spotted you just now, and we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh. You must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or she claimed, yesterday, but how? The voice. That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Daryan Crescent's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait. Lamiroir, is something the matter? That voice, that voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. No way. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Daryan and Mr. LeTousse were talking about something. The next moment, I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though, the noise was quite frightening. I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Daryan's voice that she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. I met Machi before my debut as Lamiroir. I was singing in a restaurant in Borgian, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see? Ah, no, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut, after I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see, and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me, things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. LeTousse. Ah yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea. I can only assume that he was investigating me, but why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility, because of my condition. As my present is so veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. What if he wasn't investigating Lamiroir? What if he was actually investigating Daryan? Because they were gonna have a concert together. What if this was a way for him to get closer to Daryan? What if that was the who he was really investigating? Clouded, right? The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became Lamiroir. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Lamiroir is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way. That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamiroir. I thank you. Machi too tells me this often when I fear who I might have been. Let me see if can I present this to her? We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently, they hired a professional magician. Valant and Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know. I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes. When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Device? Maybe you mean, this? That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communications. It will be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you. So can I put it on? Receiver transmitter for voice signals. All concert staff wore one. Attached. I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone on staff was wearing one of those headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. "10-4, that little buddy. This is Trucy reporting in, over." Why the sudden silence? No one answered. Don't be silly. What good is a receiver that doesn't receive? That's like Emma not performing forensic investigations. You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine, which is just silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs on Stackus, The thing is, I was thinking, I had another theory. When Lamiroir noticed when you said illusion, and she was a bit surprised. What if she wasn't really standing there? What if it was more like a puppet? Like a, figure that looked like her, but she was really on the stage across from Clavier. What if that was the, that's how the trick is done? Okay, this is enough. Maybe if I present her with the lyrics? Yeah, she doesn't know anything about that. Okay. Okay, no one's here right now. Oh, and still that pendant is still there on the floor. They found Maki Tobei's fingerprints on that air vent. What's with the long face? It's a little lackluster, you know? Lackluster. I mean, using the air vent is so obvious. No audience is going to pay good money to see a trick like that. Things must look different through a magician's eyes. It'd be much cooler if the killer got out through that tiny window. Don't go there, you'll get your head stuck. Yeah, we should take a look at that window, too. This was the window here, where Lamiroir saw the crime from. I wish it was that simple. Kind of hard to see a crime when you can't see. But she did hear it. Yeah, but the window was closed. Maybe she heard it some other way. You might have heard it through the door. That's what might have happened. Wonder if that headset has something to do with how she heard it too. Let's go to the stage. That song, isn't that the one Lamiroir was singing? Yeah, you're right. The guitar serenade. Well, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full, and as one, the audience sings with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh, that's right. I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. Haha, if it isn't Miss Trucy, and indeed it is. Uncle Valant, what exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I'm inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. The Lamiroir teleportation illusion, oh. Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey Apollo, maybe Uncle Valant can shed some light on this whole thing for us. Lamiroir's illusion. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamiroir's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed. The purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear, like a dream." Like a dream. Yet, what can I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. Perhaps come to me because I'm a professional among professionals. No, I'm a professional. My illusions are custom made. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of troupe Grammys are concerned. So you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did. Now speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask? Why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes. You're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Or everyone tells him that and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was, Magnifi Gramarye. It was he who began the great troupe Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV, yet, several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren waste, stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skill at those small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean? Yes, Zach Gramarye, Brucey's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles, none. I will see us return to glory, I, Valant Gramarye. Our founder, Magnifi Gramarye, was truly a genius at worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go. What happened to that jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. It's in no time at all, Valant and Zack were the shining stars in the Gramarye crown. Cool, huh? And Zack Gramarye was my daddy. Now that Magnifi and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valant Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill coming up. How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Okay, this is Maki's piano here. That's one big piano. I've never actually played one. Hey, you should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good. He can't play either. I kind of feel bad for the guy now. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be the debut of Prodigy. Huh? Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look, this was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Down the stage, a switch for something that's about all I know. What does this button do? The switch sitting here, tempting me to push it. Don't, you might blow up the whole Coliseum. Apollo, please. To think that every strange switch triggers a bomb. That kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut in our busy times. Alright, Trucy, please enlighten me. What do you think this switch does? Maybe it turns on the electric razor in Prosecutor Gavin's dressing room. A switch as big as a razor to turn on a razor. I'm gonna present it to him because he said it was suspicious. Words cannot express my shock and charge in. All I can see before me is this stage and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. True, you're getting on in years, not much time left to make your mark, huh? This is not how I was seeing it, so he doesn't care about what I have to show him, I get the point. Look at all the electronics, they must be sound related. Doesn't seeing a bunch of machines like this make you want to just fiddle with them? Can I, Apollo, please? No, fiddling. You'll break something. If you're going to make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs. That's what Daddy always says. These eggs look kind of expensive. This guitar case. I've always had a bad feeling about this guitar case. Now that's a big instrument case. That's a case for a contrabass, I think. You could fit 20 violins in there, I bet. It may look like a violin, but it's a completely different instrument. You could fit 5 Trucies in there, I bet. Hey, are you comparing me to an instrument? I wonder who left it sitting open like that. Yeah, I've had a bad feeling about this. I think this case was used to transport something. That's the ladder we used to climb up the stage tower. Not a moment I'm likely to forget anytime soon. Me neither. I'll never be able to climb another tower again without thinking about it, you know? I'll never be able to climb a tower again, period. I still can't believe we found Machi and Mr. LeTousse up on top of that tower. Yeah, I used to not like high places, now I hate them. It's not like it would have been nicer if we found a dead body closer to the ground. No, that reminds me, Daddy's bad with heights too. Huh, no kidding. He took me on a Ferris wheel ride a while ago, you know? Halfway through, his face got all green and he mumbled objection over and over. Poor guy. Okay. Maybe Lamiroir knows what this is. You think you could tell me? No. Like the other dressing room. Nope, okay. You know what? Wait, hang on. Let me present the pendant to her. Nope. Like, also, no, okay. Okay, move. Okay, let's go to, let's go to the, police station. Yeah, so we can't present him with any of that stuff. This is the room where the murder took place. Stack of presents for Lamiroir. Stars always get the biggest presents. You know, you could give me a present, Apollo. Here, have a piece of candy. Gee, thanks. She must not get a lot of presents. Poor girl. Seeing these mirrors lined up like that makes me think I'm really in a dressing room. Look at all that makeup. All I know is they sure don't make for much of a clue. I guess she's not into makeup yet. This murder weapon, so it belonged to Mr. LeTousse. That thing makes normal revolvers look like water guns. Mr. LeTousse was a big man. But how about the person who shot him? Wouldn't they have to be about his size? Hey look, a part of the carpet has been torn up here. That was the part we did the luminol testing on in court. Luminol, right. You ought to know, what I couldn't stop thinking? Who's going to pay for this carpet? As long as it's not us. Maybe. The shooter? I guess it's true what they say. Crime doesn't pay. I would hope that carpet replacement costs weren't the only thing holding you back. Look at the way those bullets tore through this thick wall. That revolver really was something else. I wonder if someone as little as me could even fire it. Dislocating your shoulder would kind of put a crimp on your stage career. Daddy always has stiff shoulders. Maybe that could loosen him up. Don't even mention it. I'm afraid he might go out and actually try it. Nah, he doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger, I bet. Right after the shooting took place, Lamiroir tried to come into the dressing room and dropped her brooch. I think that fits with the other stuff we know. You think the timing of when she dropped it is important? Yeah, something about it bugs me, that's for sure. I think that's how she heard the shooting, heard the man, it was right through here. That's how she heard it. I'm thirsty, Apollo. Want something to drink? How about this one? A steel samurai soda. Now in real steel, flavor, Huh. Here, my treat. Hey, this isn't enough to change. This is enough change. This machine's outside or cheaper. This one is highway robbery. Yeah, the thing is, though, is concerts and movie theaters usually overcharge you greatly for food, and that's actually where they make a huge chunk of their money from, is that... Okay, we've done everything that we can here. Some kind of antenna on this thing. What does this do? That's one of the biggest, most expensive looking TVs I've ever seen. Too bad you'll never own one. Never is kind of harsh, Trucy. How about for all eternity, then? Same difference. Look, it's fruit. Fruit, Apollo. Fruit. I heard you the first time. It sure is a lot of fruit. I doubt anyone would miss a bit of watermelon. I know I'll make it vanish into my stomach. Better not. They might make you pay for it. And if you have the money for that, you should probably repaint the office first. Watermelons are that expensive? Shrug, these could have been imported from some exotic local for all we know. That's one of those permanent dryers you see in hair salons. Is that what they're really called? Permanent dryers? Do I look like a beautician? I just know they dry your hair and give you a permanent... it just doesn't sound very glamorous, you know? Okay, how about a permachine? Or you could get more simple, like permer. This isn't a bad game, thinking up official names for things. Not that it makes the name actually official or anything. That's one heavy-duty bouquet there. I have trouble thinking of flowers as being heavy-duty. But they call lots of things heavy-duty. Not flowers, they don't. What about a heavy scent? I think you mean heady. What if the flowers were plastic? They still wouldn't be heavy. Okay, what if they were made out of metal? What, like a magnolia made out of steel? Exactly. Though I hope, my fans don't start throwing metal flowers at me. The speaker. Speaker for monitoring the stage. It was blaring at the time of the shooting. Pretty old model for such a nice place. I guess they don't care about sound quality back here, as long as you can hear it. Not that a loss of fidelity could possibly make that music worse. Good speakers must cost a lot. You have any idea how much a nice one that size would cost, Apollo? Probably a good 10 years of your allowance, give it or take. What? But that's almost $600. $5 a month? Poor Trucy. Wait till she finds out, you need to buy 2 speakers for a stereo. This ladder. The shooter must have used that to climb up to the vent. All this tragedy because someone left a stepladder here. I don't think Mr. LeTousse was shot because of the ladder. You think it was Machi? I guess. That air vent is pretty small after all. Does that prove he was at the scene? Did he escape in the time between the gunshots and us opening the door? I remember he left Lamiroir's side, but why during that? I think I'm done here. I don't think there's anything else for me to find in that room. Gaviner's dressing room. Okay. Those are some pretty heavy-duty gloves. Maybe they have to carry around hot pots or something. They are a little thick. I couldn't even stuff a pigeon in those. That's exactly what I was thinking. That guitar, that's the legendary AA400, the Red Badger. I thought rock was supposed to be rebellious, not civic. Every aspiring guitarist wants one of these. They even paint their own guitars to look like it. Ah, the fickleness of youth. You should dye your hair Badger Red, too. I like my hair the way it is, thank you very much. Ah, the stubbornness of age. A police uniform hangs on the stand here. Ooh, I want to try it on. Nothing to see here, move along. It's okay, you don't have to go that far to be special. I mean, you're not exactly the type who's just another face in the crowd. Really? You think so? I guess you're right. Now I feel like a meanie for making that insinuation. Speaker in here. The speaker here is the same as the one in Lamiroir's room. I wonder if this one was blaring as loud as hers. I don't see a volume control anywhere in the room. I guess they give all the rooms equal treatment. You mean equal punishment? This place is decorated like a high school dance, though I think our decorations were paper, not chains. The Gaviners are into chains, it's part of their image. Huh, no kidding. Ever since they used chains, on the cover art for Guana lock you up, they're really into the whole police thing, aren't they? It'd be cooler if they turned that red light on. They don't have to turn on the red light. Why is that plastic bowl of stew sitting there? I bet they use it for interrogating bad guys. Fess up to what you did, and we'll let you eat that stew. That's just mean. It gets worse, see? If the bad guy confesses, they say, okay, eat it. If you can. See, it's made of plastic. It's like you don't know which ones are the real bad guys. I think you need to take a deep breath, Trucy. These were the pictures. It's a stack of Lamiroir's postcards. There it is, the landscape painter in sound. It must be hard to pretend you can see when you can't. Yet the way she sings so effortlessly, you'd think she had life easy. Some people are just impressive like that. You know it. It just makes me think about how much further I have to go. I hope we can solve this quickly, not add to her troubles. Someone drew the Gaviner's mark in lipstick here. Lipstick. I'd like to wear lipstick someday. Oh, you don't use lipstick yet, Trucy. Daddy won't let me. Not until I learn to play piano, he says. You'll be waiting a long time then, I'm afraid. Oh, a cruiser guitar. So, they sold those to commemorate 5 years of the band. Rocking it hard, under the speed limit. There's a cruiser bass, and a cruiser drum set, and a cruiser keyboard. But even a cruiser whistle. I'm not so sure about that last one. It's for blowing the whistle on criminals. I don't think that requires an actual whistle, Trucy. Okay. What's a police recruitment poster doing here? Rock on with the police. Maybe they're trying to trick kids into thinking the police is some kind of band, but that's just silly. Who named a band the Police? Okay, I think we got everything in this room. I don't think there's anything we missed. So what do we have to do now, then, my question? Yeah, this is where it gets hard, is trying to figure out what you have to do next here. So yeah, he's not reacting to the button, even though he said it troubled him greatly. Get through this. Yeah, okay. Can I ask about this headset, Lamiroir? You said that all concert staff were wearing one. That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think. Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too then. They're quite helpful though, limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. Makes sense. You think someone would notice if they dropped their only communication lifeline? So why was this one lying here? I can't ask her about the pendant, Yeah, so he's not reacting to any of the evidence that I show him. Oh, this is an Easter egg here that... What's that creature there? Oh, that's the police mascot, the Blue Badger. Hey, it's life-size. Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law and Order has a mascot. I'd run from that, thing even if it wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky. I don't think you're showing a true Blue Badger spirit, Apollo. What do I have to do here? Why would Mr. LeTousse have the key ring? Yeah, I cannot show him this stuff. It's just hard trying to figure out what you have to do next here. Wondering about the stunt right in the middle of the video. I didn't see a stunt. Oh, that. I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand. Yeah, I think we read this. Okay, just skip through this here. can I do here? Switch, yeah, I'm puzzled on what I gotta do now. I'm convinced I have to present something. Okay, just skip through this. Even the attorney's badge, even too, That's Lamiroir's dressing room, and the scene of the crime. Kind of lightly guarded for being a crime scene. I'm not complaining, makes it easier for us to go in. And Emma gave us her okay, right? We can wander in and do as we like. How is Emma doing anyway? Hope she's not getting cavities from eating all those chocolate snackoos. That's the Gaviner's dressing room. They're all out on the investigation. Being backstage and half as glamorous without a band here. The Blue Badger. That would be the Blue Badger, the police mascot. There's a guy outside in a giant Blue Badger costume lumbering about. He stands out even more than those Gaviner's posters. It's all the same. He's in the band mascot too, you know? I can't picture Prosecutor Gavin going for that kind of thing. Neither can I. I'll bet there's a story there just waiting to be told. Okay. Looks like an instrument case, a big instrument case. There's a great magic trick you can do with one of these. Huh? What kind? The miraculous beautiful girl escapes the case illusion. So it's the girl who's miraculous, not the escape. So picky. Concert poster for the Guilty as Charged tour. Love that name, Guilty as Charged. Seems kind of negative to me. Well, why don't we do the opposite? Magician Trucy presents the Innocent as Charged tour. It kind of loses its impact, doesn't it? See here. So there's nothing in this room. There's nothing in this room. We've checked everything. Oh. Lamiroir's dressing room? Emma's here, but what did I do to trigger this? Did I show her the headset? There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the 2nd degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. LeTousse left. My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. LeTousse is really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest, you're not gonna find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me, and it makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the duck, and he could have shot that revolver. But that's not how it sounded in Lamiroir's testimony. You mean her saying, that she heard Detective Daryan's voice to see? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Yeah, so the thing is, the vast majority of murder cases in real life are actually much more simple affairs. Somebody didn't like somebody, they killed somebody, there isn't, like, you know, some giant conspiracy. I think that's what they're kind of referencing here. The case. Was that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case. About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. Sugar, sugar, oh, that night in your embrace, when you stole away the keys, my heart held on so tight. Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody. It wrapped itself around me, and now through the air. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lamiroir flew through the air. Whoa, whoa, burning on in my heart fire, burn my love away, all away like a bullet of love, fire. Take my life away, all away. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. LeTousse's life. And he went up into the sky with a guitar, well, 15 feet up at least. It's kind of hard to chalk it up to a coincidence, I know. And I found it. You think the same person, did all this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it? Something I worry about that girl. Sometimes I worry about that girl. So what did you find? It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. Found it under the sofa. What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looked familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Oh, like on a beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say? Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press this switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. A signal. You mean an electronic signal. What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma. You know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Yee! It's on fire! Device is on fire! What's the big, idea? Fuck! Well, now we know what this is. It's an igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Is that how the guitar caught on fire? Is it had one of those devices inside the guitar case and then somebody pushed a button? That makes Maki the prime suspect for setting the guitar on fire. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose, at least, we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo. Let's ask him more about this switch. now that she has some first-hand experience. Triggers an igniter. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you. You weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here, just with you two talking. Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Triggers an igniter within 30 feet. Incidentally, if you look at the cross-section diagram of the stage area... Let's see, 30 feet from Lamiroir's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. Kinda seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Cross-section diagram of Sunshine Coliseum. Guess I best be getting all of my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck. I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Found at the crime scene. Emits a flame when triggered by remote control. All these little parts is pretty complex. I'm guessing this is where the fire comes out. Other than that, it's a good thing machines run even if we don't know how they work. That's what Daddy always says. Not really a saying you want to go around repeating, Trucy. Okay. So the dressing rooms are right underneath the stage, basically. That's where the piano is, and then the drums. Okay. I think it's time we go and talk to Machi now. I think we have enough evidence. I think he's gonna start speaking English, probably. You know what? Let me ask Gramarye about this. She doesn't know anything about that. Okay. Time to go visit Machi again. July 9, Sunshine Coliseum. What? Come to laugh at the murderer? Daryan. That old bag opens her hole, and wham, bam, my life goes down the chute, thanks. They won't let me work, while I'm a suspect. Daryan isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. Then Gavin had to go, rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid. Your alibi. So about your alibi. You have to ask. The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. Music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. LeTousse dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on that stage. Your guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me, work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lamiroir's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? They won't let you work? He won't let me work, Gavin. Says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin, a stick in the mud. He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that, Second guitar. Ah. It was you, Daryan. That's his alibi. He wasn't playing at the time. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really. Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums. The band's fine too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. Prosecutor's office. I've never been there, have I? The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on. Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. And tell him I wanted to that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened, really? You don't think I did it, right? Well? Great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping. Okay, yeah, I'm convinced he's guilty. The thing about this is, oftentimes, if somebody is guilty, they will be repeating the same story over and over again. I was here, this is where I was. Usually, if the person is innocent, they'll just say it once. The police will oftentimes look at it, check it out, but if somebody keeps repeating it like that, it's not necessarily a sign they're guilty, but it does mean that they possibly could be. Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong, and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Daryan Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. The thing about this is if somebody's innocent, they're gonna be much more confident in themselves because they know they didn't do anything wrong. Let's see, here, let's go to, see Machi now. Okay. Still nothing, so it doesn't work. Is this Gavin's office? Oh, he has the burnt guitar still. Prosecutor Gavin's office. So, this is it. The Governor's head office. Not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting. Quietly, so he won't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? He'd make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, LeTousse. LeTousse. Look, don't talk to me about those Borgianians, okay? Just get me that report, chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Daryan. Huh? Hiya. Teehee. Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough teehee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? Flavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviners, or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert, or the case. Which way to go? Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes. I always read the TV section. Good girl. How about you, her forehead? I read the funnies. Then you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song. Oh, is that a new show? I haven't, heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know. Oh, does this have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever, humbled a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless, endless. Thanks to this case you made today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey. Is that a newspaper over there, too? Ah, yes. The Borgian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Borgian. Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is a big news over there as well, though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Borginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. Their journalist didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense, I hardly know what to think of it myself. Article about the case doesn't mention the lyrics of Lamiroir's ballad. Lamiroir's testimony would probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine, which is why I've had Daryan step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lamiroir was my invited guest, so it was a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case, quickly, if possible. I really love that song, it has such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lamiroir, if I remember correctly. That's right, it was last year. I'd gone to tour Borginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Lamiroir's voice? It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout. I think he's sort of special case, Trucy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there backstage. Machi on piano, the dulcet voice, and myself on a guitar that I borrowed from Lamiroir. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo say. It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over here. You mean, this charred lump. Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did his guitar suddenly catch on fire? It's the device was in the guitar. Do you think you could show it to us? Your charred, slightly burnt guitar? I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that it wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have lots of time, so it's still unclear, but the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamiroir. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Borginia. That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamiroir's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar, it's too bad it got burned. Gift from Lamiroir, sent from Borginia, burned the night of the concert. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar. That's right, what was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device. Yes, this is, in fact. The examiner is busy with evidence for the case now. Yes, I knew it, so it's one of those incendiary devices. So I'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd, that device looks strangely familiar. There's a lightly scorched, and there's this. It's burned clean through, yep. It's pretty much a useless piece of junk. Kind of like you after a trial, Apollo. Which part? The burnt clean through or the useless piece of junk? article about the case. Doesn't mention the lyrics of Lamiroir's ballad. It has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found on your guitar. Take a look at this. What? Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one. It was at the crime scene in Lamiroir's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime. What could that mean, I wonder? My apologies, but there's no way I'm going to talk details about the case with you. If you want to get my attention, bring me something dramatic. I'm not here to get your attention, Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, about this remote. Wait. Excuse me, did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for the trial tomorrow. It's too early to show my hand now. You would think someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, yeah? The thing is, though, is that everyone has to have equal access to the evidence, but a lawyer would never get the evidence first. You know, the prosecution would typically, the police would have the evidence and share it with the prosecution and the defense also, so they would basically all have equal access to it. You know, withholding evidence, no. That looks like one of our tour issue headsets. Why are you wearing it, Fraulein? I thought it'd be cool. I could pretend I was concert security and stuff. Actually, we found it at the venue, and thought you might want it. Oh no, please. You keep it. It goes well with your cape, Fraulein. Teehee, you think? She does look like she belongs on stage, that's for sure. Okay, let me see. Hang on. Okay, let's go to the detention center then. Present. This display shows all the evidence for the case. Look, Apollo, he's got 3 televisions. Hey, don't look at those too closely. I'm still sorting out the details. Each one shows evidence for a different case. He does them all at once? I wish I had 3 TVs. What would you possibly do with 3 television sets? It may look laid back and relaxed, but in reality, I'm quite busy, you know? I'm living life at turbo speed, doing magic, going to school, investigating cases. But if I had 3 big TVs, I could watch a magic video, do my homework, and catch a crime drama all at once. The first 2 seem useful, I suppose. What's this? What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on the plate for later consumption? You think a rock star could afford a fresh stick? Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? It looks like a lump of plastic? Wait, that phone call. Yes, so that's why I'm asking, what is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, LeTousse. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. LeTousse? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. LeTousse was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you know about it? This was found in Mr. LeTousse's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used, in the identification of whatever it's a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. LeTousse was after. That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraulein. Oh. If you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I've put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Borginia. But apparently there is a block on information somewhere along the chain. Oh. There's something either Interpol or Borginia doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. LeTousse went through all that trouble to become Lamiroir's manager, just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? And he died for it. Replica something held by Mr. LeTousse, apparently the focus of his investigation. I've sent someone to Coliseum to fetch Lamiroir. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Borginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, her forehead. Thanks. Why, you gave me so much information. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hid it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About this, strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. LeTousse was investigating. Hey, that's right. I've been thinking, her forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives. All of us, not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That's why I try to, at least, remain simple inside. And I kept a simple goal to discover the truth. That's why I like to keep my relations civil, yeah? That is all. I can live with that. Mr. Prosecutor. Fraulein? Can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple, too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lamiroir is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, that's strange. What's strange? What? She just said what I said. I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lamiroir's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, well, help you look for her. Great, thanks. So she's gone? This place is deserted. I wonder where Lamiroir went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful, I guess, but I can't help worry about her a little. Nothing in here. Nothing in here, too. July 9, 4:46 p.m. in the wings. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Wait a second, something's different. The case is closed. The guitar case is closed. Dark. That's all Lamiroir has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo. Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Yep, she noticed it right away. Like something's changed. Changed. I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What's she talking about? The case is closed. What's that sticking out? Hey, that case. Wasn't that open before? Huh? I guess someone closed it. Wait, look, where the case closes. Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Oh no, let's open it, Apollo. What? Lamiroir. Lamiroir! Emma, we have to get Emma. Lamiroir's taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. That's what I was thinking, too. I was thinking that she was possibly in there, because you could fit a person in there, too. I bet you Daryan did that, because she was a witness against him. Emma, how's Lamiroir? She okay? You. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So, what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Lamiroir. And let me take a look at this here. This egg or whatever it is. Sample. Sample, huh? They put this big they think they put a big enough label on it. Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake. Guess they might think it was otherwise tasty multicolored lump of plastic. Maybe it's the manufacturer sample toys when you can't afford the real thing. Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like. Okay. Let's talk to her. Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room, you were hit? I knew that very moment, I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. No. It was lucky for me, the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me, I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah. Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet, when I considered that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. He's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo, so that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him? Well, why would anyone attack you, Lamiroir? The detective asked me this too, and to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. I'm gonna present her with this. Lamiroir, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. LeTousse was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. You know, in his secret identity. As an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean, you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borgian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borgian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Well, they call it Borgian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say. I thought she said all in Borginia knew of these. There is one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Borginia knows. What's that? The cocoons, they are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. Wow. To death? Why? I do not know. Yet if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to. Tracking down Borgian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling? It seems I was marked. Marked. Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah, so you could have brought those Borgian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes, that was probably the suspicion. And Mr. LeTousse was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. LeTousse wasn't a Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Borginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. LeTousse had Lamiroir marked. It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lamiroir. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is, within my power, I need an interpreter. Someone who speaks Borginian. Apollo. Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Yes. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Huh? Where are we going? The police station. Come on, Trucy. We're about to get to the bottom of this. July 9 Detention Center. Visitors room. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi. Could you interpret for us, Lamiroir? Yes. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret? What do I mean by secret? Well... If I'm not all mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Hey, you got a reaction, a big one. Machi, you didn't. Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about. Lamiroir, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution. And have them look into it. He asks you to wait. Do not be so hasty. Machi. Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. The cocoon. What is this cocoon anyways? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? It must cure some disease. Wait, I wonder if it cures the same disease that that police chief's son has. That the judge was gonna see. He said he had a deadly disease that is incurable. It's a cure for incuritis. Well, that's a strange name for a disease. A cure for incuritis. And why doesn't Borginia want it getting out? But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing this medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well, at least we know what it is, a cure. And Mr. LeTousse was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi... Machi, you weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler, he's so little. Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? That's why he has his fingerprints on the duct. That's why on the air vent. He didn't go through the air vent. He hid the cocoon in the air vent. That's where he hid it. That's why his fingerprints are on it. He never went in there. He was hiding something in there. Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician. He said sort of. Oh, to have a copy of that security camera tape. Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder. Do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. About the case. What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. LeTousse's death. This meeting's over. What? Why are you here? You're off this case. You shouldn't be here. The prosecution took you off the case, Daryan. What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call for Machi from the Borgian embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Daryan, wait. I never liked you, either of you. Huh? Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo. And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow in court. If Daryan took him away, Machi is in danger too. So it's a cure for a disease, but the thing is though, why would Borginia hide it? It doesn't make much sense because Borginia could literally become a very rich country if they had like a cure for some deadly disease. So why would they not want to share that? They would make a lot of money from it. It's just the whole thing is just puzzling. Well, the case is getting a lot better now. Like the earlier parts in the case were a bit ridiculous, but the case, I'm gonna say that the story is getting a lot better now. So I guess we will wrap this up, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this part, do drop a like, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.